everyone, Sebastian here. Today I'm going to be creating a demo with the Synchron Prime Orchestra by Vienna Symphonic Library. I'm going to take you along for the ride as you watch me build in the key elements that are going to create the piece that you'll hear at the very end of the video. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and create an empty Cubase project. Yeah, I don't know about you, but that looks a little bland and daunting. I have a better idea. If we open up the Vienna Assistant and go to the Additionals tab, you can actually find Prime Orchestra templates created for a number of different programs, including Cubase, Pro Tools, Logic, and more. Okay, that is way better. As you can see, every single instrument is loaded into this template, and we also have every single expression map included in here as well. All right, before we start, I thought it'd be a good idea just to run through what the track will look like. So I'm thinking action, definitely a lot of brass. I'm a trombone player, so it makes sense. I definitely want to use the whirlwinds because that's a really cool aspect of Prime Orchestra. All right, we're going to go ahead and start with our strings. We'll go first violins and the staccato articulation. Let's lay down an ostinato. Awesome. We can come in here and do a little bit of quantization. I'm also going to switch this over to 16th note grid, and I'm actually going to duplicate each of these over by one. Let's pull it back. And then now we can get a little bit more repetition going on here. Cool. Okay, I've gone ahead and filled out our string section, and I've also used our all strings patch to do a little bit of a nice end to this phrase. So let's take a listen. Cool, sounding nice. If we look at our all strings patch, you can see that I'm actually taking advantage of the expression maps included in this template. I have the full string section here, all playing the long articulation, but then for some of these violin 1 and 2 notes, I've switched over to staccato just to give a little bit more emphasis on those particular notes. Okay, our strings are done for now. Let's move on to the woodwinds. Awesome. So as you can hear, what I've done is pretty much just duplicated the ostinatos that we had in the strings into our flute and clarinet lines. And then I've also gone ahead and done a little bit more with our expression maps, adding in both staccato and long notes in our flutes, just kind of emphasizing those string chords that we wrote out earlier. Okay, we need some percussion in here. Want to see a magic trick? Pretty cool, right? Okay, all joking aside, what I've done is added snare, bass, some concert toms, taikos, and basically all of these are doing slightly different rhythms. And you'll notice that we're placing the accents on specific beats to really emphasize the ostinatos that we have going on in the woodwinds and in the strings. And then I also have in here some suspended cymbals and bass drum rolls, which are just adding even more emphasis to downbeats. Super simple. Did somebody say Christmas? Just kidding, these are tubular bells. Let's add these in too. All right, I think we all know what time it is. I don't even need to tell you, just roll. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about what's happening in our low brass. Specifically, I want to take a look at our tenor trombones in relation to the tuba and the bass trombone. You'll notice that we just have a pretty standard chordal structure here, but I want to bring your attention once again to the use of the expression maps in order to switch between long and short articulations here. By adding the kind of triple tonguing sound to our inner line here, it gives a little bit more motion in the sound, which really just makes it sound better than if it was just a straight up MIDI line. See how that sounds way more full and just way more interesting than rather if it was just one big block chord? And then we add in our bass trombone and tuba. And then notice that both our bass trombone and tuba also have some moving lines. Here they're playing bum, 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 once again with staccato notes in between to accent those lines. Okay, time to whip out some of those whirlwinds. So I've gone ahead and filled out the piece a little bit more. We're following an ABA style format. So we have the A section here, followed by our B section, which is where we introduce the tin whistle and digi, which I think is how you pronounce it. So we've introduced that here with our main melodies, and then we go back to our A section at the end here, finishing off with some nice, big, strong brass chords that are modeling the same thing that we heard at the beginning of the piece. And there you have it. That's a full demo done using only the instruments available in the Synchron Prime Orchestra. If you're curious about looking more at this demo that I just created, you can actually find a link to it down in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.